a fight that a lot of people say did not live up to the hype. Billed as the fight of the century with enormous expectations built around it, Mayweather versus Pacquiao left a bad taste in the mouth of many boxing fans. While this might be true, from a technical perspective, there is more to this fight than meets the eye. Welcome to Complex Boxing, Sweet Science Explained. From the beginning, it was clear that it was going to be a very technical fight, with both fighters carefully sizing each other up. Pacquiao uses his side-to-side movement to find openings and keep Mayweather guessing from where the punch is coming. Floyd uses the probing jab to keep Pacquiao at arm's length to maintain the distance and keep Pacquiao's lead hand occupied to limit its offensive movement. Respectively, it was their frequent strategy throughout the fight to keep each other in check. Both fighters tried tremendously to one-up each other, which led to some interesting exchanges. Pac misses with a right hook. Pacquiao ducks, making Floyd miss his counter left hook. Floyd ducks, making Pac miss his counter right hook. Both were defensively responsible. Of course, nobody watches a boxing match to see fighters miss their shots, but it shows how both fighters were thinking ahead before and after each attack. As much as Manny wanted to touch Mayweather with his explosive combinations, most of the time, Floyd's movement and defense were too slick for Pacquiao to mount his offense. Floyd lures Pacquiao into the ropes and corner to set him up for a check hook. But Pacquiao was not trailing behind on the defensive department. He was ducking, blocking, and slipping Floyd's shots. The shoulder roll is a crucial part of the Mayweather defense. But against a fighter with hands flying all over the place, Floyd opted to work his way into a clinch to nullify Pacquiao's offensive surge. Floyd missed his counter right hand. Floyd ducks the return fire, then works his way into a clinch. Or lock Pacquiao up when he gets too close so he can't fire his shots off. Some would interpret this as nothing but an underhanded tactic, but this is all part of Floyd's defensive plan against Pacquiao. Here, Manny uses the same tactic to control Floyd, effectively pinning down and controlling his arms to avoid return fire. Floyd just used it too often, but Pacquiao, his camp, and the referee allowed it to continue. There is no question that both Floyd and Pacquiao are great counterpunchers. Floyd used his straight right hand not to just counterpunch, but also to offset Manny's offense and force him to reset. Manny uses his double jab to get in the pocket and fire a left hand. Floyd turns him down with a straight right. But as good as Floyd's strategy was, repetitive tactics will soon get figured out. Here, Manny takes a step back, predicting that Floyd is proactively trying to counter him each time he enters the pocket. Slips to the outside. Or ducks the punch. Here, instead of overcommitting, Pacquiao ducks and lets Floyd close in the distance. Floyd was looking to lean and lock Manny up, but the overhand left got to him first. Let us take a detour to understand how Floyd survived the onslaught that followed. Both Floyd and Pacquiao understand the importance of establishing a dominant angle of attack. Floyd knows that Pacquiao uses angles as leverage to get to different attacking positions. Floyd shuffles back to his left as Pacquiao steps through to a new angle. After Pacquiao's cracking left, Floyd puts on a very tight guard to protect his head and body while closely watching Pacquiao, making sure he can't cut more angles. Floyd was moving accordingly during the flurry to square up with Pacquiao as much as possible and limit Manny's positioning for a more advantageous angle. Realizing what was happening, Pacquiao takes a step back to reset and not waste more energy. Notice how Floyd takes a step to his right as soon as Manny changes position. Manny was landing good shots, but Floyd was able to mitigate some of it. They both timed each other when one attacks and steps into the pocket. Floyd may have outpunched Pacquiao in the counterpunching department, but Manny landed the more compelling shots. Floyd Sr. wanted him to do more, but Floyd had no choice. Facing off against a very tough competitor in Manny Pacquiao, Floyd had to be smart and very careful. If you want to see more in-depth boxing breakdowns and analysis, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss anything.